Hi, I'm Woody Hayday, and welcome to this tour of Project Pages 2.0. When you first load Project Pages, this is what you'll see. You can follow these steps to get to grips with everything that's new in version 2.0. Now let's look at Project Pages on my website so you can see what it looks like to visitors. Here you can see the project archive. Notice how it fits nicely into the blog. If we scroll down, we can see active projects. Each of these has a project card, and completed projects. These views are completely optional, you can choose how these display. Let's click on this. Here we can see a single project. It has a nice hero, a summary, and a long body where you can write the story of how you've made the particular thing. Next, let's look at a new view in Project Pages 2. The timeline. Let's look at my website as an example. Here I've got a Project Pages timeline view set up for all of my entrepreneurial tagged projects. You can see all my different business projects going back to 2007. This is a great way to show your projects over time and tell your story of progression. Now let's walk through adding a project to Project Pages 2. Here you can see the Add New Project page. Each project can have a title, byline, a status, and other fields. In this example, let's make a project page about making some storage furniture for our family. Of course, you can use this for any kind of projects, from art projects to photography to business. In this case though, we'll use the maker example. Here I am writing a byline. This shows up on the project card in your archive. We can now select different header types, such as gradients, background video, and other cool stuff. Here I'll copy and paste in a project summary just to save time. And I'll speed up this project body writing. But here is where you really would write the story of your project, the full walkthrough of how you made it, why you made it, what happened, what went well, what went badly. I'm adding some images. Let's add a final image and some logs. Logs let you add a kind of sequential history of the project. Here we'll add the beginning log, which I like to do. You can choose from many different icons. Here I'll try and find the hammer icon. And now I'll just speed up adding a few more logs just so you can see the chronology in effect. And here you can see the logs. Next we'll add a featured image. We'll use that last image we used in the post. And we'll choose some tags. Here I'll select carpentry and experiments. You can also set a primary tag for the project. And we'll publish this. Let's take a look at it on the front end. Here you can see the project we've just added, the hero, the summary, the tags, and the body which tells the story of what you've made. At the bottom you can see the logs we've added, which gives a kind of history of the project. Next up, let's look at the settings. In Project Pages 2, the settings page is under Project Pages, Settings. In version 2 we can now set the permalink root, which will be your website /projects by default. We can change template mode, we can select social sharing options, change some appearance options, and if you're using Pro we can use OG Meta image generation. Lastly, let's take a quick look at the block templates. In Project Pages 2, everything is block based, so that means we can edit the template for all of our archive or single or taxonomy pages. Here I'm going to change some things on the single project page. Each block has its own settings. If we look at this hero block, for example, we can show or hide the breadcrumbs, or change various settings related to the hero. We could change the colour of the background, for example to this reddy colour, change the colour of the text, perhaps to this colour, and so on. Each block has its own settings, so you can work through and set it up to suit your website. We can also go back and edit the archive template. In my case, I've got this special shortcode, that won't be there usually. But each of these blocks can be selected to show different views. For example, you can see all of my projects in a timeline view. This works better when there's less projects. Personally, I leave this in current, archive and completed. As an example, you can use the project page blocks throughout your website. Here we could say related projects if you've got Pro, or you could use the query loop block to show project pages in a certain format. This block lets you show two different display types of project list or timeline. You can filter by tag, so we could say everything in carpentry. This will show you just my carpentry projects. With project pages 2 now being in blocks, there's much more customizable stuff you can do with it. That's it for the tour video. Go and try out project pages at projectpages.io or click the link in the description.